Hello everybody, this is Mike, and I'm going to be showing you how to do the homework for today. I figure I might try to do this once in a while. I'm going to do the homework just like you should be doing. So I'm in Blackboard, I'm already at the course site for Comp 5, and here we go. Assignments, right? See how I made it there? So click on Assignments, and then we're going to see down the bottom here, all the new stuff is at the bottom. Summary assignment. Use the attached document to do the homework. Remember that MLA format is the same as double-spaced and typed. So no, you cannot handwrite it. So here we go. Waiting for the document. Microsoft Word 2010, enable editing, yay. All right, so it says here, analyzing and making a point. The keys to writing papers in English classes. Whenever you read something for a class, you need to be able to understand it and say it in your own words. You'll also need to decide for yourself if the writer did a good job or not, and how or why he or she did a good job. Sometimes you even have to say how the writer could have done things better. So typical newspapers would be here, and the one that I chose for your homework is the Christian Science Monitor. It says here, find and read the article on the government shutdown that we found at the Christian Science Monitor site. Summarize it in 100 words or fewer. So that means you can have one word, you can have 2 words, you could even summarize it in 10 words, but you cannot go over 100. If you go over 100, you will be electrocuted and you will die. No, I'm just kidding. You just will get a bad grade. So let's make sure it's an MLA format, so don't handwrite it, no crayon, and no macaroni pictures. Here we go. This is the link. Right-click it, and then you see this menu pop up, and it says Open. Uh-oh, what is this saying? I don't want to change anything, crazy computer. Try that again. Right-click. Open hyperlink. I definitely want to do that. So now I'm waiting. Takes a couple of seconds. You could also highlight it like that. Control C, and then paste it into a web page, or you could just wait for the link to open up here. There it is. And I already have it in the format where you could print it if you wanted to. So you're going to read this article and you're going to summarize it. When you go to summarize it, of course, you need Microsoft Word. So here's Microsoft Word. I'm going to create a new document. So new, double click on blank. And now I'm going to do my format. So again, I always show this to you. I'm going to show you again. Times New Roman is the font, size 12. I've already set it up that way because remember when you hit default, remember we talked about that, set as default? So on this computer, this is my computer, every time I open up Microsoft Word, it automatically has the right font and the right size and everything. So I'm going to double click here, page number, top of page, plain number 3, click. Last name of the student is going to be Blago. I always use Blago as the last name of the student for me. That way you don't get confused. This guy's name is Matthew Blago. Teacher's name, Michael Jones. Michael. See where it says Michael with an A-E? Not E-A. My name is not Mitchell. My name is Michael. So please just put A-E. Then the class name EFL095/4102. Some people mess up and they do like this. Composition 95. We do not have 95 levels of composition, so please don't put that. It should be EFL095. Today's date, or actually put the date that it is due. So today is the 26th. It's due tomorrow, so I'm going to put the 27th. 27 space September. Don't abbreviate it. Make sure you put the whole word. No commas, no periods. Space the year 2013. Enter one time. Center it. Now I need to put a title. So this is going to be Summary Homework Christian Science Monitor article. There you go. And you know, just to make sure I'm extra careful, Christian Science Monitor is the name of a newspaper. Newspaper names get italicized. All right, enter. And then I'm going to go back to the left side, tab one time so that I can start my paragraph. Remember, the paragraph will be not more than 100 words. This is where the words start counting. Notice down here where it says words 15. So I've put 15 words in. Those words are not going to count as part of the homework assignment, so don't worry. It's not that you have 85 words left. You can still do 100 words starting here. So let's go back to the article and take a look at it. So the government shutdown, 101, so that means like it's a classroom. No, most introductory classes always start with 101, like English 101, History 101. So they're basically pretending that they're teaching you about how the government shutdown is going to affect you. So that's why they put this 101. Government shutdown 101, 12 ways it could affect you. So this is the title, and then a colon, and then this is the subtitle, the specific thing that they're going to do. So this is the topic, and then this is the controlling idea. So you put these two things together, guess what? That's a thesis statement. Okay, so let's start this thing here. What's the first way it's going to affect you? It's going to mess up national defense. Does it say that? Let's see. What will happen to national defense? Oh, this crazy thing again. Secretary of Defense says concerns about budget furloughs. The workers could be facing more furloughs. Performed, head of agencies. Military personnel would continue in a normal duty status. This is what I figured anyway. They're not going to shut down the military. So number one is not going to affect the military that much. Okay, let's see. Civilian employees could lose, their jobs for a couple of days, but not the military people. Will Social Security and Medicare payments still be mailed? Yes. Okay, so that's not going to affect Social Security. Will mail still be delivered? Yes, the post office is going to be still delivering. Next one. What about my vacation to national parks like Yellowstone? Well, sorry, but you're not going to be able to go there, so too bad. Let's see. Next one. What will happen to the National Zoo's baby panda? Are they going to eat it? No, they're not going to eat it. They are going to still take care of the animals. You just can't go see them. Will government workers still get paid? A federal employee is protesting there. They say, hey, let us work. Let us work. We don't want to lose our jobs. A furlough means they will not get paid. So that's sad. What about renewing my passport? Sorry. So if your application for a new renewed passport isn't already in the works, expect a delay. So that's going to cause problems. Will law enforcement and public safety be affected? Probably not a whole lot, but maybe a little bit. Let's see. So airport stuff is still going to be going. That's essential. Some things are going to be affected. For example, last time this happened, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, called the ATFE, some of those services were delayed or applications were delayed. So if you're trying to get a gun permit, it's going to take you longer to get a gun permit. That's going to make Republicans very mad. What would happen to small business loans, federal housing loans, and federal contractors? Small business loans and federal housing loans would also stop. Uh-oh. This thing just wants me to change. Keep the current... Okay. Will President Obama and Congress go on furlough? Let's see. He's essential, so he's going to be still working. It's not like they're going to kick him out of the White House. And also the... let's see here. Congressional staff, the ones that are necessary, will stay. What would happen to the District of Columbia, which is a federal enclave or enclave? Let's see. Washington, they pay local taxes. And let's see. Trash collection would be suspended, so they wouldn't get trash collection anymore. Oops. Would a shutdown save the government money? Probably not. Wow. Okay, so I have who's going to be affected, who's not going to be affected, and an important question, would a shutdown save the government money? And no, it's not going to save the government money. So I have some pretty good information here. So for my summary, I want to start out with the who's and the what's and the where's, that kind of thing. So the article says that the government could shut down if there is no agreement on a new budget. This means that some services will stop or be delayed. For example, I'm looking at my word count, 44 words. I might have to cut some stuff out later on, but I'm just getting this down just so I know. Shutdown is 2 words, apparently. All right. For example, essential services will continue in areas like the military and the mail. Other areas that are not essential will shut down until a new budget comes. Things like national parks, and what else was going to be shut down again? See, my memory is starting to fail me here. Trash collection in Washington, D.C., and trash collection in Washington, comma, D.C. Will stop, essentially. All right, we'll stop working. That would be kind of bad. How many words? I have 84 words so far. The article also adds that this shutdown will actually cost more money than it will save money. All right, so that's the end of the article. That's the end of the summary. It's 101 words, so I am 1 word over. Oh no! Shoot yourself! No, let's see if I can remove some things here. The article says that I don't need to have that there. It says the government could shut down if there is no agreement on a new budget. This means that, I don't need that, some services will stop or be delayed. For example, essential services will continue in areas like the military and the mail. I don't need to say the mail again because it's an and. See how you have an and here? When you say the military, you don't have to repeat the. Other areas that are not, again with this thing. Other areas that are not essential will shut down until a new budget comes. So here I cannot take out that because there's no subject. I was thinking to take it out, but I can't. There's no subject here. So I could do like this. Other non-essential areas. There you go. Other non-essential areas will shut down until a new budget comes. Things like the national parks, I didn't say the, yay! Things like national parks and trash collection in Washington, D.C. will stop working. I got to be careful here because it sounds like national parks in D.C., trash collection in D.C. So national parks are all around the country. Trash collection is in D.C., but I want to make sure that's clear. So things like national parks and in Washington, D.C. So things like national parks and in Washington, D.C., period, comma, things like national parks and in Washington, D.C., trash collection, things like trash collection will stop working. The article also adds that this shutdown will, double L, Mike, actually cost more money than it will save money. So it will cost more money than it will save. I don't need to repeat the word money because we understand it's money. How many words now? 96 words. I am 4 words below the limit. and I have summarized the basics of this article. So that's awesome. Now, because I'm just going to be extra careful here, I want to make sure that everybody understands which article I used, so I'm going to make a page break. And if you really want to get extra credit, you can do this yourself. Page break, where's the page break? I tried to push page break, try that again. Page break. Put in a works cited, and I'll give you extra credit. Work, only one, cited, just for practice. So who wrote the article that we're using here? Let's go up to the top and see if it has somebody who wrote it. So it's the Christian Science Monitor, csmonitor.com. I don't see anything here that has an author's name. Let me check down the bottom. Doesn't say who wrote it. So there you go. So it's probably written by the Christian Science Monitor. So I could either choose to say, well, we don't know who the author is, just start with the title, or you could say the Christian Science Monitor is an organizational author. Let's just pretend it's an organizational author. So over here, take out the, never start with the, just say Christian Science Monitor. Now that's the author, so I'm not going to italicize it. Christian Science Monitor. Next, the article title, and that is Government Shutdown, like that. Control C. Go over here and put in Control V. Now I have to put quotation marks around it because it's an article title. Got to make sure that I put the capitalization correctly. So I'm going to go here and go capitalize each word. Bam. Christian Science Monitor is the author, organizational author. Quotation marks because it's an article title. And then that's all capitalized correctly. So that's great. Put a period in there, space, and then just put Christian Science Monitor with a period. That is the newspaper title. Italicize it. Space. The date that it was published comes next. So do we know what the date is here? Don't see any specific date. So, because I cannot see a date here, I could just put n.d. So that's what I'm going to do. n.d. space. Now see how the computer made a capital N? I have to reduce that to a small n. And then web, because it's a web article. And then today's date, which is the 26th. 26 SEPT dot. Make sure to abbreviate it. Web. And then today's date again, because I found it today. So 26 SEPT dot 2013 period. There you go. Now I have to indent it. So paragraph, special, hanging. Okay. There you go. So now I have the author's name, the article title, the newspaper title. I can't see a date on there, so I just put n.d. Which I think if I went back to the main site, remember how we chose to show this as the print version? If I were to go back to the Christian Science Monitor, I could probably find that the date on there. So if your teacher is really a stickler for this kind of thing, again with this thing, then you could go back, delete all this extra information for the print version, go back to the home page, and then see if you can find a date for it. So let's go down to here and see what it says. All right. It's Lisa Feldman. So we do have an author's name. I'm going to go back in here and change this to Feldman, comma, Lisa. All right, so now I have a person's name. What else do I need to put here? The date that it was published, does that have it on here anywhere? I don't see it. I can assume it was published today, but I still don't see a date on here. So if I don't find a date, I'm just going to put that n.d. There is one other thing, though. It did mention something about October 1st being the deadline. October 1st. I probably should put that. You would probably want to put a when inside your summary. Let me go back up here and fix this. So the government could shut down by October 1st, 2013, comma, if there is no agreement on a new budget. How many words? Let's see. So right here, I'm going to go like this, and it's 85 words out of 124 total. So I'm doing fine. All right. See how I did that? Highlighted it, right? And now it's giving me the highlighted section is 85, and the total number is 124. So I'm still good. 85 words here. Great. All right. Work cited no S because it's only one work. Last name, article title, the newspaper title. I still don't know what the date is. Web 26 September. So wait a minute here. Did I mess this up? I messed this up. I put it twice. I just realized that. You probably noticed that like 10 minutes ago, and I'm just seeing it now. That's why you always read it again. Ta-da! So 2013 period. Now let me just double check. So it wasn't, there's no date that it was published. Great. Web, okay. Today's the day I found it. I'm done. So that is how to do the works cited with the article. Now some people might say, well, Michael, what about the word essential? Because you did say essential, and that's what the article said too, didn't it? Article said something here, those deemed essential. They're using it here, so if I really wanted to be extra careful, I could put that here and say essential. And then I could put the author named in a signal phrase before, or I could put the author named in parentheses after. Because I'm trying to keep my summary short, I'm going to use the after method. Remember the lady's name? Do you remember the lady's name? It was Feldman. With parentheses like that. I don't need a page number. I don't need an article title. Just Feldman. So when you see this Feldman, you go to Works Cited, you find Feldman. There, you get the whole thing. So now I put this here. Why? Because I copied that word out of the article. So there you go. So I'm done with my assignment, and I can turn it in now. You should be doing something pretty much the same as this. Not the same words, of course, but have it organized this way with your last name, page number, MLA format, title and subtitle. Oops, I forgot to put a colon. See, no matter how many times you look at it, you still see things that you can fix. This is not perfection here, folks. This is just me doing it really quickly, basically without any extra preparation. So that's how it looks. And I probably would want to edit this at least 2 or 3 more times just to make sure. But this is your basic first draft. And hopefully this has helped you guys to do the same thing that I am doing. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.